So that gives me the pick. I could swing for the fences here, but I think I'm gonna play it even Steven right here because I think this is the next guy on your list. I'm gonna go with Ryan Walters from Purdue. Yeah.
Whoa!
Is this not
This
the next
must
guy?
this what this must feel what Howie Roseman feels like when so when Quinyon Mitchell falls into his lap at 22.
Okay,
No,
okay.
listen. Listen, I want to hear your thoughts on Ryan Walters. I'm a little lower on him than I think you are, but let's hear it.
All right. Well, here's the thing. Okay. When you bring in a top 30 recruiting class at Purdue, okay, that's a big deal. All right. That's a big deal. We haven't seen
Yeah.
that a lot. I also think Ryan Walters is just a good coach. Like everywhere he's been, Missouri, Illinois, he's done a very good job with that. Sure, you lose some talent this year. You might not make a bowl game again this year. Okay. But that's not what you're looking at long term in as Purdue. It's tough to take these Big Ten coaches, and like I really wanted to. I had my eyes set on another guy that I wanted to take, but I thought you actually might take Ryan Walters, so I went with Ryan
Mhm.
Walters. Um, the problem with being in the Big Ten is that there are going to be brutal schedules. Okay, there are
Yeah.
going to be brutal schedules, and that's just the reality of it. So, but I just see the up and up with this transfer portal classes that they brought in. Yeah, sure, they lose Deion Burks and they lose Nick Gordon. All right, whatever. I think they're fine. Okay. I think they're
Yeah.
genuinely fine. Okay. They played some really good games last year. They played some complete games last year. I want to look at that Minnesota game, right? I want to look at that Indiana game. Like there were some moments where they played complete games with the talent on their team. They had some good talent on their team. We'll just have to see like can they get this offensive line to do anything, right? Like can they keep this passing game effective as it was last year? You know, the passing game was pretty decent, Uh I don't know. I don't know, man. And Devin Mockbee, you kind of hate after such a promising freshman year. You thought like, oh, maybe this guy's gonna pop off. Wasn't really the case for Purdue this past year, so it is gonna be a challenge, and that's a challenge with a lot of these guys for the remainder of this list. Like, I don't think a single guy on the remainder of our Power Five list made a bowl game, right? So that is the challenge. That is the challenge with taking these guys. So I have a feeling who you're gonna take next.
I will say
But I don't
about
know. I don't know who else. So Ryan Walt, I have two people left in my tier. That includes Ryan Waltz. Ryan Waltz and one more guy.
I
I
will
I'm
say
I'm shocked to see. I'll be shocked to see who you take and who's in your tier.
I read my board wrong. I didn't. He was the next guy on my list. It's not too much of a reach, obviously, even
Okay,
for
all
my
right.
opinion. I think we just had these same guys flipped, and I do want to send echo everything you did say. I do like they're kind of becoming Georgia North, Georgia Midwest with all these transfers they're bringing in from Georgia. They're recruiting at an elite level for Purdue. It's something that Jeff Brom did not do. And 29th is awesome. Dylan Thieneman is a guy that they found and recruited and obviously
Yeah.
developed to be a stud his freshman year. I think I do want to say like a lot has been made of their portal losses, but I don't think quite was enough was accredited to what they brought in as well that can help them. Card was a nice revelation that exceeded both of our expectations, I think, in year one for Purdue, only looking to continue to grow there. I just think it worries me because, like you mentioned with the Big Ten and the schedules, it's just they're so loaded. And I think they're in a spot where they're a couple tiers below, like maybe a tier two below Nebraska and Wisconsin. And I think that gap between that tier is just large in terms of resources
It
and
is.
expectations. And so I do think that's where it's like, how patient are they going to be with Ryan Walters? Because this year their over under win total is what, 4.5. And even if they exceed that, they can still miss a bowl game. How long are you going to want to do that if you're Purdue? I do think you have a good one though. And Ryan Walters, and I think I'm kind of just betting on with these two players is like whose administration is going to give them the longest leash and whose, you know,
That's a good point.